And you're back on the Tortoise and Hare experience. We just heard the song Through the Mayhem by After, which you can find at afterishere.com. And actually with us is Jose from After. Yes. Welcome to the experience.
Jose is here. After is here.
I'm very glad I am here.
We are so happy that you're here.
Awesome.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
Time to share an experience. You went first, right?
I went first, so it's all you.
So it's me. So after, I want to say 12, 13 years, I finally moved out of my parents' house.
Turtle.
Yeah.
You're going to have sex now.
No.
Damn it.
No, the sex was
I
at
had
your parents' house.
such I had such high hopes for you, and now it's all over. I'm so sad.
It's really funny because when I tell people this, they kind of, I love people's idea of me. I think their idea of me is so much more flattering.
That's just showed what Max thinks of you. That's so low.
No, well,
Yeah.
I've got deep love for.
I'm sure a lot went
Turtle.
on at his parents' house.
Everybody.
I don't want to know about that though, because that's creepy love. That's wrong. You shouldn't have sex at your parents' house. I don't think.
Everybody thinks that like my life, I'm like running around and like just banging like girls left and right and like.
Well, you're the turtle.
I know, but the truth is just like, well, like now that I have an apartment, a place, I'm working like a lot just to afford that. So it's like I don't have time for any of that stuff.
No time to date. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm finding time to date, but the times that I want to date. And then this tells me a lot about the person, especially, about the female, if they're really interested in me or not, is, like my times that I can date are like sometimes in the morning, because I'll work at night or,
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh, just wait a minute here.
It's like.
My time to date is in the morning? What?
Like on a Saturday, like I
Take a day off, dude.
This is my day off.
Oh, all right. Well, then you can't date because you have to do the
Good
show.
answer.
Exactly. Fun fact, everybody.
Oh, man.
I get one day off a week, and that, and that's my Tuesday, which I'm here.
This does feel like vacation, like a good time.
Yeah.
I've done your show twice, I think, and it was always incredible.
Yeah, but that was his show. Now you're on my show.
And now I'm on your show as well.
And so it's a whole different ball of wax over here.
Exactly.
Dude, it's amazing. This is amazing.
Yeah. you have done like almost every evolution of Enter the Shell. You're the first person that we did the pilot for Enter the Shell was with your band. Yeah. Was with After.
Across the street.
Yeah, across the street. And then later I had just you on. Remember when we had John LeJoie?
We got John LeJoie on the line, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
I think right around that time I met Max. I think that's right when I met you.
Yeah.
But
then later you and Matt were here and played, so
that's right.
And now you've made it to where you don't have to
There's
play.
History. There's history here, man. There's a lot of history, especially this place too, Mark and I have been working together for 10 years almost. Makes me feel old, but that's how long the band's been going. And like she was saying, it's all about that journey. If you learn how to, get into what you're doing every day, every hour of the day, who cares how much money you're gonna make out of it or whatever. And places like this and shows like yours, it keeps that soul alive. So. Yeah. Yeah,
that's true. And a huge shout out to Mark Doty and everybody at NoHo 2 Studios in the beautiful North Hollywood NoHo district. And it's on Burbank Boulevard. Look them up. Book the studio. You can see live shows here, art, lots of gatherings. It's a good time to be had for everybody. A lot of crazy things go on here, as Jose very well knows.
Yeah. Has been a part of them
and
too.
has been a part of
multiple
parties.
parties.
I think we've actually spent like days here without ever leaving.
It's incredible.
Kind of crazy.
That's why it's cool to make it, and it's cool to be touring constantly and doing all that stuff, but when you are immersed in a local scene and you're enjoying it and playing music and jamming every day and hanging out, oh man, that's
what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
And that comes together here. There's there's madness that happens in this place. In
the
wee hours. And we also want to say a shout out and thank you to Miguel for always being supportive and keeping it down while we're on the air. So thank you, Miguel.
So I share an experience. Would you like to share an experience?
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about some experiences.
Ooh.
Yeah. So as I was at NAMM, as I told you before, I ran into some old friends who were actually supposed to be on the show today, Fire Tiger.
Right, we've had them on.
Yeah, we've had them on before, and they're doing great things. We're very proud of Tiffany and James and their whole organization over there at the Fire Tiger Camp. And they were going to come on the show, and conflicts, came up, so that didn't happen. But James came up to me, and he was saying, you look so good. I don't believe you're sick. And
that's true.
I've had such a hard time with trying to explain that, what's going on in my body. And I just want to, talk about that for a minute, because there are a lot of people out there who deal with chronic illnesses, and, they keep going, and, they just forge on and don't, take on the embodiment of illness, so just because you don't see it on the outside, you don't know what they're dealing with on the inside. So let's be kind to people everywhere, and not have to explain stuff all the time.
Well, you shouldn't.
I know. I don't want to explain it anymore.
If anything, you should embrace the fact how well you look, because if you can do that, then.
But how am I looking? You like my
great.
I have new blue hair.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you look
embracing
incredible.
the blue. Do you like the blue?
I'm starting thinking that this whole disease is a cover up for.
Yeah.
Right.
For
Now that's what James said. He says, I think it's in your head. And I wish to God it was, I have incredible faith in my journey, and I live every day in the moment, and so incredibly blessed to be here and to, work with charities like, Guitars of Love.
Maybe that's another charity,
Yeah, right?
Guitars of Us. We don't.
Guitars for us.
Yeah.
Bring us your guitars, and it'll be for me.
Exactly.
Thanks.
And we'll make love out of them.
Yeah, we'll make love with the guitars, and Lisa will photograph it.
Exactly.
No.
Full circle.
Yeah, that's not going to happen that way.
I don't think you can interrupt, the forces of the universe, You're
You don't
born
think-
to be beautiful. You're going to be beautiful.
Yeah, like you.
I wish
You're a beautiful
I
man.
was, I had a more accessible face, but thank you.
No, your face, I'm sure, has been accessible to many.
Dude, when I arrived in California, I went to a music school, and there was a bunch of Japanese, I was the only guy in the vocal class, actually. And there's these cute, petite Japanese girls, and they would come to me and literally, want to touch my nose, like National Geographic. Hong Kong, Kong. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's
Thanks for
it's a
making
sign of great wisdom and royalty to have a larger nose.
I'll take it.
Either that or sinus problems.
It's
You're
true.
going to have sinus problems.
Well, that's a given. I bet you snore.
I actually don't.
Oh,
I'm super quiet
nice.
in my sleep. Yeah.
Nice. Stephen
I'm told.
Christopherus snores there.
Told.
I'm told.
Nice.
They tell me that I don't make a noise.
He's like, all three of them will tell me.
Dude.
That's a good pickup line. I might have to start using that.
No,
Look,
that's
I
true.
need to take you home, but but just so you could check out my sleep. Like I need to know if I
I
snore or
really
not.
need to know. Yeah.
Could you sleep with somebody that snores?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, you think so?
If I
You're
love
just
them.
excited to sleep with anybody?
Yeah. Like, oh, okay. Sure.
There should be a device that allows you to know without the help of somebody else how much do you snore.
Yeah. I think they have those. They're called cameras.
Oh, that is true.
Right. Yeah.
A little slow of me, but yeah, there you go. There you go.
So we shared an experience. What about you? What do you have?
Gosh, a good experience.
It doesn't have to be good. It can. That mine was like
Well,
in between.
every
so.
experience.
Well,
say
picking up
experience
on, can you mention the awesome writer that just been up here? I forgot the name.
Yeah,
Lisa?
Lisa Johnson.
You were so
for
awesome, and I was
108
picking up.
Rockstar Guitars.
I just met her today, and I'm overwhelmed with how much experiences. I can't wait to get this book. But yeah, the whole, like a couple of years ago, I stopped really believing in, not believing, but I was like, life was just kind of getting to like a wall, and I didn't really feel like wanting to pursue the music business anymore. It's just because, I wanted to just be on my own meditation. But being on my own meditation led me to just get in touch with a bit of a spiritual side, not too deep on it, but definitely all that numerology stuff that you were talking about, all that stuff, like how there's an order in the universe that if you tap into it, everything starts making sense. So a good experience was, just being sort of rock bottom, but kind of like enjoying being rock bottom, because that's a great platform for you to really start over. And so since a couple of years ago where that happened, I started just enjoying making music so much, and the band went through a bit of a rebirth, and yeah, so what an incredible privilege it is to go through a bit of a empty period where you can sort of reset. So that was cool. That was 2 years ago.
Nice.
And this album came out right in the middle of it too.
Yeah,
Life was kind of like the
life.
Mm-hmm.
Is it after life or is it life?
After is the name of the band. Life seemed to be a very adequate term for the nomination for that period. And then of course we're playing with Afterlife because for some reason I do believe in it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, just because you no longer have a body doesn't mean that, people have this idea or this notion of your life is the body, and it's like, no, that's just your suit.
Well, we're our consciousness, right? Yeah. So I mean, body runs out, there might be another one. I mean, the Egyptians knew it all, man.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you go, right there, Max Wassa with a Egyptian heritage.
True. It's true.
That's so beautiful to know that. They put their best minds into the field.
Right.
And they're like, of course you reincarnate. There might be a little judgment in between, though.
A little bit, but
you might not
that's
pass
okay.
that, but yeah.
So that's another testament to living in the now, and and thinking about what is going to be after this.
Absolutely.
And so, as long as you're living a good, clean life, not that you do.
I lead semi-clean, like, I'm trying to, like, there's nothing I really do, define clean, like, like, I'm trying to think.
That's
like,
a dirty subject,
it's
I
whatever,
think.
It's, whatever I put in my body, you know what I mean, naturally is going to be dirty,
right.
Because your body's not meant to consume a lot of things, but, we do.
That's interesting. What is it that you put in your body that you find that inspires you? Like when you eat something, do you have a food that inspires you?
The food inspires me because funny enough, now that I've moved out, I don't have a kitchen, but I've created a kitchen. So I have a crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
And
you can do a lot with a crock pot.
That's why I got 3 things. And this is great because, like, in the process of moving, anything that I needed just came to me. I didn't have to pay for anything. Like, I didn't have to pay for a moving van because the station that I worked for, they're like, here, take the van for the week. I didn't need boxes because they're like, here are event boxes. Use that. I needed a cabinet and drawers. And my friend, she's like, I have extra cabinets, extra drawers. I don't need them. They're just taking up space. Take them. I got the crock pot I needed. And my friend's like, dude, I have a crock pot that I don't use. Here you go. I had a skillet. My brother's like, here's a skillet. We don't need it.
Nice.
I got a skillet. And then I got one of those small little red, like, because I'm not a microwave type of guy. I mean, I'll do a microwave, but I think that's true poison. Because, like, and this is just me, guys. This isn't like, this is my mind. The way it thinks is whenever you microwave something, the art of microwaving is having those molecules keep on rubbing together. Right. And so in my head, when I'm eating something out of a microwave, I still believe that I'm eating it and the molecules are still rubbing. So it's like while it's going in me, it's like rubbing my inner body, and I'm just like, well, I don't I don't think that's like safe,
Right.
but that's just my head. So this other friend of mine, she gave me this red little toaster oven. So I call it my little easy bake oven.
Yeah, those are great. You can do a lot in those as well.
And so just by having those three things, I'm now creating, food for me. And so that when I eat it, it's like, oh, this is so cool because I'm now making something out of, what I have and being creative with that. So when I taste it, I'm tasting it from a home ec standpoint of view. You know what I mean?
True.
Not from do these flavors match? It's like, okay, I did all this. Let's see what happens.
I like that. What inspires you? What kind of food?
It's funny when I moved into next door with Dan, photographer, who actually looks like John Lennon. Yeah, Denim Dan, the great Denim Dan. No microwave, and we had a toaster oven, and I'm like, oh, here we go, and it was amazing.
Right?
We would go to 7-Eleven, get $1 burrito. You put it on the toaster oven, tastes amazing.
I'm sorry, but
Slightly
I'm
toasted
not going to
outside.
go with that.
All you broke musicians, get a toaster oven.
Get a toaster.
It will help you.
They have to have a plug to plug it into, though. That's
you need a roof. You can't just go by, on the Metro Red Line and try to find a plug in there.
Right. Yeah.
But
I love to cook. I love creating stuff in the kitchen, and I used to have a cooking show. And
no way.
Yeah, I did. Little known fact: Max's Seduction of the Palate, the Art of Sensual Cooking.
That is crazy. I focus on your Wembley performances with Alice Cooper, but sure.
I think you're going to say focus on your tits.
Hey now, this is, it's a family show here.
It's hard not to.
Okay, it's not a family show, but we don't have to talk about my tits. Well, we can.
That's all the time I'm speaking. That's a given. The God-given gift.
See, Jose knows me much better than that. And he, looks above my chest. Thank you.
Well, look down.
Oh no, I was
he
actually
looks
saying,
at my vocal cords.
I try to keep it up. My look.
Oh, okay. Complaint. Whoa.
Okay, the show just took a terrible turn.
It's only words, folks.
It's only words.
Yeah.
And thank you for noticing my vocal abilities. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're a rock star. I mean, a cooking show seems great, but touring with Alice Cooper or Miami Vice or all those things, I get a little starstruck.
Aww.
But that's okay.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm starstruck over you. And this new record is amazing. And the video, wow. I heard that Denim Dan and Mark Doty actually shot that video.
Edges of the World?
Yeah,
Edges of the World. They did. So, yeah, once again, Mark, the owner of this studio, who just has all these not hidden talents, but he's not putting himself out there as specifically a painter or a music or a film director, but he does it all, I think as a consequence of welcoming all types of artists into this place.
Right.
And that's how I met you,
Yeah.
I mean, he kept talking about you, and I would never be around or something, and then finally we met, and I was like, Turtle, KLOS, and it's just, this is people just converge here. It's a great scene. We have the sound guy for the whiskey right down there.
Yeah, Crash Cortez. What an awesome guy he is. Super talented and
Incredible.
super good looking, by the way.
Yeah,
and we want to thank him for coming down today.
Yeah, and here's the great part. He just came down and check out the show.
Right.
I asked him to do sound, but he's like, dude, I'm off.
Right? He's like, you don't have enough to pay me.
I don't.
Yeah, well, I'm too good for you. And it's funny because there's like 3 engineers in the room and none of us want to do sound.
No, it's funny because that song Soberland that we're releasing the video was shot at the whiskey, and we showed up at the whiskey, and we barely let them know what was going on. So sort of last minute, can you get the lights going? And everybody was just so amazing.
Yeah, those are
that
good
was
people.
a really good time.
Jake Perry down at the whiskey. We want to always give a shout out to him because he's always so
there we go.
Gracious to all of the local musicians.
Yeah, such a legendary place, and a lot of other venues went through a lot of ups and downs. The whiskey seems to always be super steady, and dude, we always end up there at some point in the night, just getting hammered and watching metal bands, and it's amazing. So
I hate when you do that.
Just use my voice. You got to slate, people.
Yes. Turtle slates with his hands, and it's very, very loud in my ear.
Well, it has to be loud. It's a slate.
Well, we could, actually get a slate one of these days.
You know what?
On our real show.
I don't know about that, because I think part of the process of, being your own slate is the fun of it. Is just, okay.
Can't we just do like ha-cha-cha? That'd be our slate or something?
No, because it has to be. You don't have to edit.
Thank God. Thank God.
And and Dave would probably know this. I don't know. Did you ever, when you started doing record, or I call it recording, but just video stuff, did you ever not slate and then you just spent hours trying to sync up audio and video? Right. Yeah, you're screwed. Yeah. And once I figured that out and I started slating, it saved me an extra 15, 30 minutes, out of my life when I'm, editing.
Well, you have extra time.
Yeah. I the only time that I have extra right now on the weekdays is between 3:30 and 5, but that is nap time. So even though it's extra time,
you nap.
I nap. I have to.
God, I wish I could nap.
I'm up at 5 in the morning.
I'm getting into it right now.
Right, you're just napping at this moment.
When you get to 30, it's like,
with this conversation.
But I still don't go through with it. But maybe in 10 years, I'll start napping.
I've never been able to nap my entire life. I could when I was coming up in the world and, on Miami Vice and shooting that and modeling and singing at night and doing all of that, I still never, ever took a nap.
Well, you're so excited with all that opportunity.
No, I'm just,
got all that energy.
I have, my brain doesn't stop going because I'm on to the next project and in multi-dimensions at all times.
Well, I got a nap because, I'm up at 5 in the morning and I'm working until 11. Mm-hmm. At night, so it's like I gotta catch something in there. Yeah, complete. So I need it. Otherwise, it's funny. I went on a full day without napping, and I just turned like really cranky, like a baby. It's like I need my nap. Yeah. So I'm telling you, right now people are posting comments on YouTube, saying and on Enter the Shell saying that they love naps, I swear. Either that or there might be some nap haters out there.
Right. Or they're napping.
Yeah. You'll learn.
Time.
Don't worry.
We'll listen to it later because we're busy napping.
Yeah, we are hearing cuts from Life by After. We just heard the song Edges of the World. And for more information, log on to afterishere.com, and with us, Jose. We were discussing your next video. You're gonna have Dave. Is he gonna be really
Word on
the director?
I'm looking forward to working with Dave. I mean, we're making a video.
Is it gonna be zombies in there? Is it gonna be?
I think that's what I'm previewing.
Okay,
I think it's gonna have zombies or any Dawn of the Dead aesthetics in there.
Okay.
Which I'm looking forward to. Actually, one of the writers that I worked with for our new songs, he shows up and he's like, "You want to write a song about zombies?" And I'm like, "No, not really." But then, because I had a planned, lyric to work with, but then I went home and I'm like, that would be rad. Write a song about zombies or go into any of that kind of.
It should be about scream queens and not about zombies.
No, run a zombie kick.
Absolutely, man. No, I used to be all like sensitive to those kind of I don't know, but then I'm a huge fan of the band Tool, and their frontman Maynard. He's like, dude, you got to get in touch with some ugly stuff or with some or the things you might not want to face because you heal a lot by doing that. And lately, I've not been watching a whole lot of horror movies, but I've been watching a few, and it's actually fun.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do it.
Are your films real quick on YouTube? Okay. Yeah, just send me some. Okay.
elftwinfilms.com.
Yeah. I apologize.
Dan directors.
No, the director of that video we're about to release is Bill Monte. He's incredible. He's got some stories to tell too, because his band used to open for Van Halen at the Whiskey. Don't ask me the name of the band because I don't remember. But Bill Monte is a great video director who offered to work with us just because he liked the music and stuff. But we're open to work with anyone. I mean, it's a band, and the lyrics are not one-dimensional. We talk about different stuff, and there's room for a lot of different collaborations. The Soberland video is gonna come out with kind of like the chorus says "Take me away from Soberland." It's a song about party, really, but the video is kind of like us breaking away from an office setting and then ended up playing shows and having fun and whatever. It's very basic, but we like it. And once again, the live footage is all at the Whiskey, and that was a really good time. So we're going kind of basic with the themes, but we like it, Are
you guys working on a new album? Because how old's this album?
Oh gosh, this album is probably some good 2 years old, I'd say.
So
what does it say there? Gets blurry.
Yeah, it says 2013.
Oh, that was 2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's really a year ago because we're still in 2015. 2015 still has that new year smell on it. So.
Does it? I don't know. I'm already halfway done with the year.
Whoa.
I know.
I'm already ahead. I'm at 2016 already.
Well, this album was recorded, by a great producer, Stefan Osterlind. He's actually Swedish.
Yes.
Good friend of mine. Incredible guitar player
as well.
He's a handsome man. The ladies love him.
Yeah.
And
he's Swedish, and
there you go.
Yeah.
I brought him over to your place, and then he found out you were a Swedish royalty, and he had a moment there. He paid you homage.
Do you ever take him to IKEA and be like,
"Oh, that's not nice. That's just not nice."
No, just be like, "Do you guys buy from here too?" Or
yes, we do. Because it's cheap.
Is that? It's not. That's bullshit.
Well,
IKEA
it's cheaper than most furniture places. The only problem with IKEA is you got to put it together yourself, and that sucks. Nobody told me that I had to do that.
A lot of people get home and they're like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
I didn't pay for the labor.
My old roommate, Brett Hellings, and shout out to Brett.
Your old roommate?
My old roommate, because Brett moved to Philadelphia.
No way.
Yeah. He's gone. Wow. He's been gone for a long time.
Who's living with you now?
A bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way I do it. I always want girls to move in with Max, so I get this nice little panty party.
Well, that's always happening anyway, because I have beautiful girlfriends like Terry, who's on the couch right now. She's gorgeous and was over last night. Not in her panties, but
we can get some panty action. That'd be great. I'm just saying.
Not going to happen. Okay. Have you seen the size of the guy sitting next to her?
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Well, he gets to watch too. I mean.
Oh. See. Yeah.
Super awesome.
So Brett and I went shopping at IKEA, and we got these bar stools, and little did we know that we had to put them together. And Brett's a musician. He should never have a tool in his hand, any tool, at all, ever,
except for an instrument.
Yeah.
A lot of musicians
it just turned out really
tools.
bad. My chairs are like, blah. Yeah, it's not good.
A lot of musicians are great with tools.
What was the last thing that you built?
Get great cookers and.
Yeah, some of them.
Leonardo da Vinci, man.
Yeah, but he was
even designed helicopters.
He wasn't from Philly.
That is true.
What was the last thing that you built?
That I actually built? Actually, it was IKEA furniture at my student's place.
Okay.
I get there. Jose, before the lesson, can we get this together? Because I for sure ain't gonna make it. And I was, had been a long day, so it took me a while. It was crazy, that instruction manual. I wasn't ready for it.
I'm not an instruction manual type guy. I'm like, okay, I'll just plop it in and see what happens.
So the lesson ended up being that she paid me for the 3 hours of sweating that it took me to build that thing.
What was it? The shelf?
It was just one of those shelves, with like a little extra tier for the computer or whatever. But the way those screws work, it's just like alien technology to me. So, like I said, had been a long day, and I just felt like a total retard. But I got through. It was built when I left.
Cool.
But
how'd that make you feel?
But I'll tell you a funny thing that I built. This was when I got into design college, first year, first exercise ever. Like I arrive and getting to know everyone, and the first assignment, they give you a sheet of like a kind of about a book size, a sheet of little cardboard, very thin, and they're like, you got to cut it in strips in a creative way that you can, and use glue to make a structure as high as you can, and put a full 20-ounce soda can on top of it, and he has to hold it.
That's cool.
So, and that was incredible. Like some dudes with really tall towers made out of these strips of cardboard, and they would the can would actually not fall, and that was amazing.
And you should do that.
I did a halfway good job on it.
And that you could sell those as like the new like coasters.
Right? It stimulates your brain or something. That's pretty cool.
Something has to stimulate your brain.
Maybe Max's attributes.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
Beauty.
Well, thank you. It's the blue hair.
Definitely.
Yeah. You feeling it? You
I'm feeling it. Yeah. I'm liking it. And it's funny, I didn't notice it was blue until like, because usually we have lights in the studio, but the studio is like so diverse, and they actually opened up the skylight, and I was just like, let's let some natural light in.
Yeah.
So through the natural light, that's when I noticed your hair was like, there's some blue in it, some black.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's a lot of black and blue, dark blue, and like an aqua.
Aqua, okay.
Yeah, I almost went into another language right there.
What made you want to change it?
NAM.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had to like change
so
it up.
You stare at the hair, and the blue takes you down to the necklace, which is blue as well.
That's
and then
right.
it keeps
to
taking
open my
you
throat.
down.
No, it's not supposed to go there. And I was very conservatively dressed this NAM.
Okay.
I think.
You look great.
For me.
Yeah.
It was fun to find you there. It was amazing.
Yeah. We just bumped into each other on the streets of NAM.
Cool.
Did you see the $75,000 guitar at ESP?
I did not see it. I'm disappointed.
That was amazing. NAM was fun. And Tom showed up. So yeah, I was talking about Stefan producing that album because now we're recording with Tom Russo.
Right.
Which, has done some pretty big names. So, and he's just down the street. That's where I'm heading right now. And he's just, he worked with some really big names, and he has it down to a level that we're really enjoying. So we're recording some new songs with Tom, but that's the album that we've been promoting. And so yeah, kind of a cool path the band's been going through.
Right. And you're playing tonight at the...
We're playing actually tomorrow night.
Well,
at
tonight
King.
in Radio World.
Okay.
Wednesday night at King in
Yes.
lovely Los Angeles, California.
Yep, that's
So
right.
for everybody out there listening, you can go down tonight and check out after. And they'll have copies of Life there for you to purchase. And other paraphernalia.
Yeah. How's been the swag? I have like tons of after shirts. Are you still doing that clothing line still?
Dude, that was me, man. I had all these savings, and I blew it up. My dad was like, what? So I just blew it all on hoodies and after merch, man. So that's been getting us through since the past 3 years or so. But now we're getting more shirts and stuff like that. But no, I went crazy for for that merch. And I mean, I'll rather spend it on things for my band than I mean, everybody's got their obsession. I mean, but I spent like $8,000 in merch or something.
Jeez.
All of a sudden I have no savings. I'm living by the penny, but I have these awesome hoodies that I actually start giving away to people. So,
Should trade them for rent.
Well, now I'm trying to.
Yeah.
But at shows the shirts go well, for you to spend $30 on a hoodie, it takes a little more, but when those go through the door is amazing.
Yeah.
That feeling of, but good times. I got into it, it was my own clothing line. I, just designed, actually this was in collaboration with the band too, but some hoodies and we made a cool little logo that would, you look like a sports brand or something, but we did it. It was fun. Lots of fun. Cause I went in design school. I just kind of learn how to try to create your own product, and sort of I get inspired by guys like Trent Reznor or or even Lady Gaga, not because of the music, but just they're really going for the a very specific marketing. They're very present. Or David Bowie, just you take the visuals really seriously and you back it up with good music, so hopefully we'll get there.
Wanted to get your take real quick. We have with us, and if you're watching the video, and there will be video up if you're listening to this show, we have 2 guitars right here. They're from Max's charity, Guitars of Love.
Yes, it's not Guitars of Us, but actually Guitars of Love.
Right, Guitars of Love. Wanted to get your take, Jose, on... why is it? And I've been kind of wondering this, like guitars are always like someone has like 10 guitars. What is it about a musician? Like, and maybe this is just them in nature, but like, like I have 1 or 2 guitars. I have one acoustic and then I have an electric, and I'm just very like, okay, this is what I got. This is all I got,
Oh, sometimes you see some big artists like playing a 3-hour set or whatever, and they change guitars every song.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's different tuning.
There's different tunings, but I think the way it is when you grab one of these things and you play it for the first time, and you feel that electricity, that comes from just all the way from the outlet all the way to you. You have that feeling, and you chase it your whole life. It's your whole life, and different guitars are different ways to. It's like cars or something, whatever. If you go for guitars, it's such an incredible gift, especially if you know how to play them, because there's collectors who just by looking at them want to have them.
Right.
But if you really, it's just about energy. You put that, it's a cliche, but I mean, anybody who falls in love with an electric guitar, man, it's for life,
You're doomed.
You're doomed, man. So much money. At NAMM, I saw that, people can spend almost $100,000 on a guitar.
Yeah, easily. But one of the awesome things about some of the companies out there, like Schecter, who sponsors our charity, is that they have provided guitars for free, and that's a huge blessing for us and all of the companies and we'll talk about that coming up. But it's such a great thing, and when you get to that rock star level, you get a lot of stuff for free, That's and
right.
that's kind of cool. So the rockers happen to have a lot of guitars.
Yeah.
They go through them.
It's like I was talking about. It's that irony of like, now that I have all this money and I can buy stuff, I don't need to buy it because I'm getting it all for free.
It's all for free. It's kind of not fair.
No, it's irony. It's like, oh, okay, I get it.
Darn irony.
That's success, man.
Yeah.
That's what success brings, yeah. But I must say that I do believe in having your own. Man, I have this Ibanez that I take it everywhere with me, and it's supposed to be like the one I can break, or the one, I'm not supposed to care about. I'm so attached to it.
Is it a black Ibanez?
No, it's that white, Oliver's white guitar.
Oh.
And Oliver's our neighbor. He has a printing business, A&M Printing, and he prints most of our flyers. And his son was learning on that Ibanez, and then his son took another route, and he lended it to me. And it's supposed to be a cheap guitar, but for me, that neck, I'm so attached to it. Whatever guitar I'm gonna get custom made whenever I get to that point is gonna be based on that. So. Doesn't matter if it's cheap or expensive, you can feel like it when it's the guitar, and when it is the guitar, why having many others, I don't, maybe 2 guitars, 3 guitars for different tunings, but I don't believe in a lot of them.
What about, like, you're also a pianist. Do you have, like, different pianos as
That
well?
one right there. I mean, I like them when they have like a soul, like they have a sound of their own. Of course, there's also a brand new Steinway full grand, and I mean that's life changing just to play that. But or like old and vibey, like that Wurlitzer back there, or pianos. I mean, it's such a big extension of wood that it can carry a lot of history, a lot of soul in it. You'll feel it. So.
Yeah, I was really sad to hear that the Steinway showroom down in Florida in Palm Beach has just closed.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's because, we're not encouraging our youth to play instruments anymore. So
really, do you feel that way?
I really do.
Oh, that's alarming.
So we really need to do that. And, the state of our economy as well, Steinways are very expensive, but, you work up to that point and there's no sound like a Steinway. It's just so, it just resonates so beautifully.
Yeah, we should encourage anyone who is looking to get some music sensibility on your kids, just have them play a Steinway. Go to a store and have them just touch it and play it.
They'll be hooked forever.
Maybe or not, but but there's a fair chance they will, and that's just there's nothing like the sound of a piano. You can have plug-ins or whatever, but nothing like the real deal.
The next song that we're gonna play, we have two left. We have Trace and Don't.
There we go.
Which one of those has a piano? Do any of those have a piano? Just because we're talking about it, I figured.
If you already played Through the Mayhem, that had piano.
I did.
None of those do. None of those do.
Of course.
We already went through them.
Let me see. No, they don't. But After does.
Yeah.
We use keyboards live. Yeah, I love all that stuff. I'm yet to get a little bit more of piano bravado on stage, which people have been encouraging me to. But so far, it's been easing it slowly into the rock music, just sort of. But I love keyboards. I love all that stuff.
Okay. Well, let's hear Don't, because this Don't have.
Dude, Don't is a we re-recorded that, but the first time we recorded it was when we did your show for the first time, 2010, I think.
That song and Trying.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Good times.
Great times. So let's hear Don't. And then when we come back, who do we have next?
We got Steven Cristofaro from Guitars of Love.
Right, we've been talking about these guitars, but now we're actually going to talk about the guitars.
Right.
So when we come back, Steven's going to be coming up next after we hear Don't. Thanks again to After and Jose for allowing us to play in its entirety live. By After, which is currently out now. You can log on to afterishere.com if you would like to purchase this, or go ahead, show up to King, and I'm sure they're gonna have some copies there available to purchase. So help out the movement and throw them a few fazools. When we come back, we're gonna have more experience in the experience.
Thank you, guys.